Stewart Rogers, you're a legend in the startup ecosystem here, and the reason for that is
a bit strong, so
okay. Well, let me be the judge of that. So you're a legend in my eyes, and you're a legend for many reasons, and one of which is that you never stay in the same place for, on average, longer than 5, 6, 7, 8 days.
Yeah, it's on average 5 days per country.
Year round.
All year round for 4 years now. So it's sometimes it's like 2 days in one place and 7 days in another, but it works out at 5 on average. Yeah.
So you've seen all these events, you've been to all these places. What do you speak about? What can we come and listen and learn from you?
So the thing that I am doing right now, I got to the point when I was talking about things like AI and augmented reality and blockchain,
techie stuff,
all that kind of stuff, where I realized that none of that's important. None of what I was saying on stage was changing anyone's life. Like, it was great for me, made me sound intelligent. I was predicting the near future, but the fact is whether I'm right or wrong, 24 hours later, nobody will have remembered what I said, and they certainly won't think back, oh, Stewart was right about that, or Stewart was wrong about that. So much more importantly now, I talk about mental health in the tech industry. I started out by leaning on my history of understanding and researching neuroscience, neurology, psychology, and other things that I started doing when I was a kid. And I've also been doing my own research on this space, understanding why startup founders, startup workers, other people in the tech industry have so much more of a problem and a harder time with mental health issues than regular people do. I talk about that, the reasons why. I talk about the coping mechanisms to help people stay on the right side of the tracks. And I talk about the systemic change I want to see in the industry so that we actually make sure we're supporting each other.
Great. I know it's very hard to do this, but how can we recognize these mental health issues? How can we treat them?
So, for ourselves, we have to reconnect with nature on a regular basis. We have to play.
Does that mean going into the wilderness? Or?
Yeah,
really?
Absolutely. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, like a mountain, desert, the sea.
And nature specifically?
Whatever. Nature, yeah, okay. Nature's very important. It could be just the park in your city, but get out into nature, get out of the four walls of the office. And
physically, not just calm or headspace.
No, get out there. Nature is super important. Meditation changed my life. Learn how to meditate, learn how to do it properly. Calm is a great app for that. It's incredibly good because the narrative within Calm is very close to what will get you to a very mindful place very quickly. I say quickly, I'm talking about doing daily meditation for like 3 to 4 months before it starts to change the way that neurons fire off in your brain, but it will help. If you're a founder or on the executive team of your company, get a therapist in every couple of weeks with an open door policy and full confidentiality for your staff and for yourself, because a lot of executives end up being the therapist for their staff, and best will in the world, they're not trained for that. And it can also be a massive pressure point for them having to listen to everyone's issues and mental health problems. So get a therapist in. It's not a bad thing. Like, if you get a personal trainer, everybody says, great, good for you. If they're good, can you refer me?
Yeah.
If you get a therapist, people say, why, what's wrong with you? We need to change that narrative. We need to treat getting a therapist the same as getting a personal trainer, and we need to make sure everyone is getting good help. So there's a lot of things you can do for yourself, like getting into nature, like meditation, like exercise every day, do something every day that makes you sweat, but also make sure that you're getting proper professional help as well. Even if you don't have massive issues, therapists can help you with all sorts of wonderful sort of techniques and things that will just like help you in your day-to-day life anyway. So, yeah.
How do you cope with traveling so much?
So I'm actually writing a book about that. It'll be out this year.
A little plug there.
So it's an entire lifestyle. It's not just a trick. If it was a trick, I'd just tweet it to everybody and you can all have it for free. But it is a combination of lots of different things, including nutrition, including some mental gymnastics and things that you need to think about in a different way, including practice, because some people complain they can't sleep on planes. Well, sure, like, when was the last time you practiced sleeping sitting up with all your clothes on? People don't practice that.
I'm one of those people. That's a very good point. I should practice sleeping on planes.
We're talking about practice. The same way
nothing good came easy, right?
I mean, you don't go to the gym and do some bicep curls and then expect to walk out with Arnold Schwarzenegger arms the next day, right? That's like years of doing that and years of eating the right stuff along with doing the exercise. With my system, it will take months of practice, not years, but it will get you to a point where you can completely avoid jet lag.
And it's worth it. Thank you so much. Go back to spreading the good word and enlightening us about mindfulness. Meditation is something that's worked for me. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Cheers,
Appreciate
man.
it. Always good.